What's up?
It's happening.
Phil PLencner, you're on conversation. That's great.
Sean Morgan.
It's so, I have to admit, it's weird seeing you without a mustache.
It's been a while since the mustache made an appearance, so yeah. But and you went full on beard there,
I did the opposite. Yeah.
right?
So I want to interview because, remembering, how, our friendship, you always have really interesting music stories and studying drums and music, being the ultimate music guy.
Okay. I don't know about ultimate, but yeah, we get around.
Well, let me ask you this. How many CDs do you own now, or is it all
Oh boy,
records?
it's a mix. It's a mix of both. I mean, I don't haven't counted the CDs lately. It's I don't know, several
Yeah,
thousand CDs, and then it's
exactly.
like a couple thousand records. So yeah, it adds up.
I mean, that I used to love going to your place and then
Dude, I'm digging
just
through the
looking at
stack.
all Phil's public music library. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's still that
Nice.
way. Still that way. Come visit, man.
Yeah. Um, so where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up?
Yeah.
Um, Grays Lake, Illinois, which is the far, far north end of Chicagoland. It's practically Wisconsin.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's close to Six Flags, right?
yeah. Gurney's the next town over, which is where Six Flags is. Yep. And yeah, worked there in the summers.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
So, what was your introduction to music? Because you used to be into country as well when you were younger.
my parents are big into country music. So yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of like, 70s and 80s country music, basically.
The good
Um,
stuff.
the good stuff, right? Yeah, man. A lot of, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, stuff like that.
The Horsemen.
Um, yeah, man, Four Horsemen, you got it. Actually, I went to a Four Horsemen concert once. It was, yeah, at Rosemont Horizon when it was
Wait,
called the
with
Rosemont
when you were
Horizon.
younger?
Yeah, because my
Nice.
parents went to the concert and then I tagged along. Yeah, I don't remember what year that was. Mid 80s, 85, something like that, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to think like the two things I always kind of remember about like how I really got into music that wasn't country music was the first one was I was on the Bozo show, in the audience at the Bozo show. And this was back when the Bozo Show still had a band, like a little like, before it was just like eventually it just became like a little organ player that was like playing. But at
Right.
the time there was like a little, big band over there. And I was like watching the drummer the whole time. Like my parents were always just like Bozo's over there, and I was like, but I like that what that guy's doing over there. And like
Right.
so that was like where I really like first like realized that I like drums was on the Bozo show. And then like um as far as like rock goes, though, um, I can't remember how old I was, but it was like two things happened simultaneously. Like my parents, like it was like one Christmas, I got like a couple cassettes. It was Led Zeppelin's uh, "In Through the Outdoor" and Genesis "Abacab." And I'm sure it was like
Really?
my parents just probably just went into the, music store and was like, what's cool nowadays? And like, you know what I mean? The clerk was just like, here, Led Zeppelin, Genesis.
That yeah,
And
but
then
that
like,
is cool because it's not
right.
Led Zeppelin 4, it's In Through the Outdoor. I'm
Yeah, it
like,
was
what
probably
the
what the
fuck?
new like Zeppelin record was, like the newest one at the time or whatever. And like, yeah, it was just like that was a pretty pivotal moment was like getting those couple cassettes. And then at the same time, around the same time, like my cousin dubbed me a cassette of Rush's All the World to Stage because he was like, "Oh, you got to hear this drummer." And then that was like, life changing too, listening to that cassette. Like those three cassettes was like probably like the launching pad of it all.
Well, and think about it, I mean, those are all drummer records too.
Yeah, for sure.
Phil
Yeah, I mean, you
Collins,
had
I mean, one of the
Bonham,
most
Collins, Peart,
well,
like yeah.
I mean, it's when you saw it was the last year, there was reports where he was just playing in a chair, he couldn't even barely and
Oh, Phil Collins.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah, he
sad,
was
man.
in.
Because
He,
I think, him as a singer, but I mostly more think of him as a drummer. I appreciate him more of his
yeah, for
drumming
sure.
skills.
He had a very unique drumming style, and yeah, he kind of like revolutionized even like drum production. Like in the '80s, that whole like echoey, like gated, like drum sound. Like Phil Collins popularized that. And like actually like now you mentioned too like there was a there's a documentary on YouTube that came out maybe like a year or two ago, and it was about Phil Collins, and it was his son like directed it or like put the thing together, and it was all a bunch of like old footage of Phil Collins and like interviews and stuff. And I got it like not to like spoil the movie or anything, but you got to see it if you haven't, because like near the end, they like set up his old like face value like drum set, and he like sits behind it, and he can't like play it anymore or anything. He just like sat behind it, and they gave him a set of sticks, and he was just sort of like, he's like, I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. And it
Oh,
was just like the most like tear jerking like thing
oh,
I'd seen in a long time, dude. It was just like, oh, crush. Like, oh man. But
yeah,
it's a good
that's
documentary.
especially if you're into yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
because
that
like
is.
his
I mean,
son
just
like
you
set it up
saying that,
like the
like,
exact way, like the drums were all set up the same way he had it and everything, and it's just like, hey, just sit down behind it, man. And he was just like, ugh, can't do it.
yeah,
Ugh,
that's rough, man.
yeah,
But but he lived a good, long life and a long career and played,
yeah,
up until
super
he couldn't.
successful. Yeah, I
Um,
mean Genesis solo, just whatever, all the other little side projects things he did, Live
yeah.
Aid, you know.
Oh yeah, he played with Zeppelin. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. He was the one guy who played in both Live Aid shows. Like he played in like Philadelphia, and then he got on a Concorde and flew over to Wembley and then played there too, like same day.
Holy balls. That's rock and roll hardcore. He's like, hold
That's
on, I'll be right
that.
there.
I'll be
Literally, I'll
right
be
there.
right
Let me
there.
just jump on my Concorde jet,
Right. Let
and
me
I'll
get
be
it.
there in a jiffy.
Wow. So he didn't even change. He didn't take a shower. He's literally, all right, we gotta go, mate. Let's fucking go. We gotta
Right,
catch the Concorde. We'll be there literally an
right.
hour.
I
Boom.
think
And then he's jumping
it's
on the
probably
kit.
probably was reverse. Like he probably played at Wembley first, and then
Right.
went to Philly after or something. That would make more
Right.
sense, like, time zone wise, I
Yeah.
think.
Right.
But
That's fucking wild. I didn't know that shit. Holy
yeah, I think he was the only dude that did that day. I think it was only him.
wow. Well,
Yeah.
I talking about John Bonham. That guy's, you know, he's still my favorite drummer, and
Oh yeah,
he's
man.
he's still the man when in my opinion with his solid playing.
Yeah, just total like. I mean, you listen to some of that stuff even now, man, and it just sounds fresh. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it just can't really be replicated. Like you could try to play like Bonham, but there's
Well,
just something about the way he like the feel of what he's doing. It's like,
right.
yeah,
Well, Jason, his son is really good, and he grabs the essence of it, but he's never always gonna be able to.
yeah,
So,
one of a kind, man.
right.
Those things too were like, yeah, I mean, yeah, life cut way too short, man. Like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oof,
He's one of those guys that was tragically died, OD'd, or
right. Like him and like Keith Moon,
right.
like,
That was his friend too. They used to
yeah,
party.
right. Yeah, can only
So,
imagine the parties.
and then so you got into drums, you recognized the instrument and then the power behind it. and you recognize the importance of a drummer to the song.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, like I said, those three cassettes, like, it is kind of funny. I never really put it together that those were all like drummer records, you know what I mean? But like, they sort of are, and yeah, they just sort of was never the same. And like then, you know, whatever grade, fifth grade or fourth grade, when when there was like the first opportunity to join a band in a school, signed up for drums, and
You
yeah.
didn't I did it because I lived in a smaller town, and here they had music fests, and I wanted to see this girl I had a crush on, that I liked, and we were long distance, I don't know what you call her, girlfriend sort of.
Yeah.
So I tried out and I got tuba, and
Okay.
it just didn't cut it. I wasn't, like, focused, but, that's really cool. You got to just start out right there and
Yeah. I remember at one point they were trying to convince me because I think they needed trumpet players, and they were like, "Don't you want to play trumpet instead?" And I was like, "No."
like, what a nerd. Are you serious? Like, come on, dude. Is that who you see out there when you listen to the radio? A bunch of trumpet players?
It's when there was like the ska revival, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, come on. It's either drums, guitar, or singing.
yep,
That's what sticks
yep.
out. Yeah, so you did that, and then when did you start playing with people and really developing your sound?
Um, yeah, I mean that was probably closer to high school when I started like playing like, outside of like, school band, you know what I mean? Like playing with friends and just like, playing rock, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
that was probably like freshman in high school or so. And it was like kind of easier to do because yeah, I was in like marching band and stuff. And so like, you're with these friends all summer, like doing marching band stuff. And it's like outside of it, you're like, don't we want to just like rock? And it's like,
right.
fuck,
Let's do it.
you know? So we'd find people to rock, you know, and yeah, just fun little, I don't know, learning how to play cover songs or something, like nothing super serious or original. It was just, hey, let's learn how to play, I can't even think of something offhand, like Iron Man or something, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah,
whatever
the
we were like
basics.
into, right? AC/DC, something like that, man. Let's play Highway to Hell, And it's like,
Right.
okay, figure this out,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. But
Those are in those are 2 band like, Iron Man's a good song to start. I mean, for guitar players, that's standard metal 101 to
right,
start, and then AC/DC takes it to the next level for, I mean, for drums, I'm sure it's great because it's just tight. It's like
yeah, it's just tight. Yeah, AC/DC is kind of interesting because it's like every song like sounds like super simple and like, oh, that should be an easy riff or that should be an easy drum part, but they got these little like little quirks in them all that are just sort of like, oh, it's a little tricky. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what made AC/DC like so like good like longevity wise. You know what I mean? Because it was like sure they like you hear AC/DC and it's like oh that's an AC/DC song, but it's like you know what I mean? Like there's these little like just sort of I don't know little just little quirks they do to their riffs and songs and stuff that like make it catchy, make it unique. You
right.
know.
I I went back and re-listened because I was coming up with an idea for a rock band, combination of Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, The Cult,
Oh,
AC/DC,
nice.
and listening to especially all their stuff from the '70s. Literally almost every song on every album is just so tight, and I think, the only other band that I think is close to them as far as musicianship and just tightness are, the punk band NoFX.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
kinda have that same thing where it's, they're just tight, 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 just when they play,
yeah.
and
You could
AC/DC,
tell.
just really good musicians. It's the same thing with AC/DC, and they just played and played and played and played,
Right,
I it's catchy, and, what's really cool about them is their roots were basically rock and roll, but the blues, but,
right,
like, sped up if Muddy Waters had started doing 8 balls, getting fucked up. It just, like,
right.
just sped it up, sped the RPMs up on the record player and just went for it. Just worked. And just, they had so much of a reputation too, where, I think half of it when they first came out, half of it was their music because they're kind of raw and dirty. And then, but their satanic shit and all that. It's just fun. They all do that for fun and, or misinterpreted, meaning. And, I just think they're great, but yeah, that's cool,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, like it's kind of crazy to think about, like Zeppelin, or not Zeppelin, Sabbath. Like those first, like, say 5 records, man. Like they were, not only was it like they're tight, right? Like they were just like you could tell they were like well rehearsed, but at the same time, like they're making it up as they go, right? Like nobody else like sounded like Sabbath then. It was like
Yeah,
they sort of defined the sound. And then, like, over the course of, I don't know how long it was, 3, 4 years, they put out like 5 records, like
right,
bangers front to back. You know what I mean?
right,
It's like, how? It's like it's not just the tightness of it, it's the creativity, right? It's
right,
like there was like lightning in the bottle of like that kind of stuff where they were just able to just, you know, make all this creative music in a very short period of time, and then they'll
right,
still also be like massive partiers on top of it. Like how they're able to like balance that is still just sort of like,
right.
I
Like
don't know.
they always comment on Ozzy, but they were all getting fucked up. And Ozzy, I think, with his body chemistry, not everybody can do it, and he just fell apart. Amazingly, he still sang really well and was,
Yeah,
and did
all the
everything.
way to like the end, man. Like
Yeah, they're just tight, really, really good bass. Production's really good. But of
yeah,
course, the drums are really good. But you have to say, like, to me, they're the very first metal band. Heavy metal, the whole
yeah,
elements of heavy metal started by them. Iggy Pop and the Stooges, and the MC5 had it, but them, that's it. Every element of metal traces back to them. Any band that's a metal band,
man.
whatever,
Ground zero.
and it's crazy.
I mean, there's
But
still
yeah,
that are aping like,
so
Black Sabbath
so then you
sound.
got you start out with
Started out with,
sure.
just like kind of the garage bands in high school, and then in like college was finally when I really started like playing out, like actually like, playing gigs, like booking shows, that sort of stuff. Um, and it was kind of a mix. Like I was in like a blues rock band, and then I was in a like a more hard rock band. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was good. Oh, yeah,
So you're playing in bands, and then college.
yeah.
Is that
College, it
what?
was when I finally like started like playing real gigs. Playing like, house parties,
Nice.
bars, and bars in the college town I was at, which is pretty tiny college town, Macomb, Illinois. Not a whole lot, not a whole lot of a music scene there, except for like basically like college rock. At the time it was like, 80s, 90s alt rock, grunge was coming up, so that was what a lot of people were playing too. It's fun.
Who who can you say you have a favorite drummer, or is that too hard of a question to ask?
Yeah, it's a hard question. I mean, Neil Peart from Rush, got to rank up there. Phil Collins, uh, I don't know, off the top of my head.
Right.
Bill Bruford from King Crimson, and Yes. So that's like sort of more to like the, prog rock stuff. But then you start thinking metal, and it's like, yeah, like Bill Ward, John Bonham, uh, I don't know, Charlie Benente from Anthrax or something like that, right? Like first time I heard him play, it was like, holy shit, like what is he doing? You know what I mean?
He's
It's like
so
everything's like
smooth.
hyper speed and just like,
Right.
yeah, like
They
because I
were
think I
he
heard Anthrax before I heard Slayer, And so
Wow.
like, that was like, Charlie Benente was like, "Oh, that's the fastest thing I've ever heard," And then
But
it's
he's
like, somebody,
smooth though.
yeah, and then somebody at like, high school with or whatever, they're like, "Oh, you think so, huh? Well, check out this Slayer tape." And it's like, then it's like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like Dave Lombardo, like just like steamrolling everything, man. And like, yeah, that's another like kind of pivotal moment, like hearing that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like that kind of like 80s thrash, early death metal kind of thing, Slayer, Anthrax, Exodus, all that kind of
Right.
stuff
Um,
was very instrumental. But and one other thing though I want to point out, like
yeah.
when I was thinking about the college, there was um there was three shows that came to my tiny little, spit on the map town that I saw there that were like, pretty life changing. The first was Material Issue played there, like which
Wow.
was kind of like an odd thing. Like I had never heard of them before, like the time, and they were just like, oh, they're playing at the Student Union. Check out Material Issue, and they were like kind of like that kind of, I don't know what you call that. It's like a punk rock, but it's more poppy. Like what is that style? I don't even know anymore. Like what they call that.
Well,
But
when
like
was that?
that was probably 80. Well, no, like 91 maybe.
Okay, so it's just alternative, I
Yeah,
guess.
they were like alternative rock, but there's like it's a particular, I don't know,
But they're
style I can't
tight
think of
though,
the
huh?
name of. Yeah, they played there, and then like another night the Blue Meanies played there, which was like super, like never heard
Oh,
anything like that
well,
before.
you remember Carla Starla, like
Yeah,
her story with them and Damon.
yeah, yeah. She actually hooked me up at one point with one of one of the guys who played bass in the Blue Meanies, and like I was like trying to start a different band with him. Actually, he was the
Wow.
drummer in Blue Meanies, and then he switched to bass.
Right.
And then like I was gonna play drums in this. I don't even know if he ever like eventually like made a band out of it or not. But like I rehearsed with him a couple times. Like it was like at the skate shop where like Carla Starlo used to work. There was like a room
Right.
in the back, and she was just like, "Oh, you guys can rehearse back there." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then yeah, we did that a few times, and then like I don't know, they never called me back. But like that was fun, I
That's
guess.
great.
But the biggest show that I saw in college was Helmet Faith No More. That was that was like insanity. Like
That was
Meantime had just
Angel
gone out
Dust?
for Helmet. Angel Dust was the new record for Faith No More. And it was like the biggest thing in like town. Like basically the entire college campus like went to the show because it was like the biggest
Dude,
band that had come there in probably quite some time. You know what I mean? Like Faith No More. Wow.
that was
You know
and
what I mean?
they were at their peak because they didn't want to be rock stars. That album blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Everybody you met, oh my god, I wore that fucking thing out. And then
Yeah, for sure.
Helmet Meantime, like probably technically because the 90s was all over. You had grunge and then alternative stuff and then the hip hop metal stuff. But
Yeah.
them just
Another
solid,
another band where it's just super tight, like
fucking
just,
ridiculous.
what's funny about that is like, um not to like total name drop or whatever, but like when we were in the when Faith No More played with Helmet at the university, they played like this like big gymnasium on campus or whatever. It was probably like the biggest place where like Faith No
Right.
More and Helmet could play. And so the yearbook was there, and they took like a photo. I'll have to show it to you like later. It's like I posted it to Instagram a while back, but it's like a photo of like Helmet playing, and then there's like this like mosh pit of people, and then like off to the side, you could like clearly see in the shot there's me and my brother just like standing
Yeah.
there just like watching it. We're just like, and so like I posted that one day on Instagram when I found the yearbook. Like this was maybe like a year or two ago, and like I posted Instagram, and then I like tagged, like I don't know if I tagged Helmet or something like that on it. And then like the drummer John Stanier, he like wrote me. He's like, is that you in that photo? Are you the one that posted it? I was like, yeah, man. And so then we had like an
Wow.
exchange for a while of just like reminiscing about like that time of, his time in Helmet and stuff. He's a cool dude, like super like down to earth. He's not in
He
Helmet
just a
anymore,
he's
but
just a musician. He just likes music. He just about
yeah,
the music. Yeah.
yeah, it was so funny. He like messaged me on Instagram and he's like, dude, tell me about this like photo. And
Wow.
I was like, but you're the guy, you're the drummer. And that
Right.
guy was so good, man, especially in like Helmet, like Meantime, and then like the one after it, Betty. Like I still
Yeah.
love those records, man. So good.
I I finally got to see them. Was it Aftertaste? I think is their follow up
Oh
to
yeah,
Betty. And
yeah,
oh my god, it was fucking so good. They're one of the best shows. Musically, they're just amazingly tight. And then I have to say that when we went and saw Phantomos,
yeah.
probably the second band that were just technically amazing and
Oh
oh
man,
my
the
god, dude.
Phantomas. You had to bring up Phantomas. Was that the? Are you thinking of the show where like we're hanging around like backstage, like yeah,
No, no,
waiting for them to
well,
come
we were in
out?
the back alley looking
Yeah,
for Mike Patton, and everybody's nerding out, like, and I think I don't remember, but I think he left or he slipped out, like, I can't do it. Oh, and he saw it. I go, hey man, I got and he goes,
yeah.
oh,
He tried
he
to
goes,
sneak
oh,
out,
here
and
we
we
go.
we cornered him. But like I just the funniest thing I remember about this, and it was so funny, man, because like it was you, it was like classic like Sean moment. We're like hanging out like back in the alleyway, and this like guy who works there, whatever, he like pops open the door, and he's like they left, man, they're not here anymore. You guys should just go home or whatever. And we like peeked in the door, and you could see like the top half of like the fro of what's
King
the
Buzzo.
bass player? What is
Yeah.
it?
King
I can't
Buzzo,
remember.
right?
Yeah, King Buzzo.
Oh,
It was like you could
yeah.
see the top half of King Buzzo's like hair like over in the corner, like in the room. And I remember you were just like shouting, you're like, I could see King Buzzo's hair. They're still in there. And we're not going anywhere. It's like classic Sean moment.
Because Mike Patton's a prankster himself. He fucks
Yeah.
around and plays with people and oh,
Yeah, that was a fun night, man.
hell yeah.
Yeah, you showed Mike Patton your angel dust tattoo. He looked
Like,
little like, oh geez. Got
like,
one of these
but
fans.
looking back, but he would be have been the same way growing up because he is a huge music nerd.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He still, he came on, chatted a while. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's great. I
yeah.
think, his personality type, he still respects the fans.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think he still understands. Like, he was a musician, like Andy Kaufman, where he's a musician's musician, music nerd, and he just doesn't. He's just not into the fame thing. Like he just kept it maintained. Other than a lot of people from that time period, he was already doing it, and he already accepted it, and started doing his thing. Hey Phil,
Let me
you have like a long history, dude. I want to
Yeah,
talk
we're
about.
just scratching the
We're
surface here.
scratching the surface, or whatever the fuck. So, Phil, I'm really glad you came on the conversation. I love you to death, and I'm glad we're communicating and I hope you're having nice weather.
Yeah, well, it's been rainy. It's
Okay,
finally like clearing up now, but yeah, that East Coast like rainstorm it's hit us pretty good.
and you're gonna
Last
get
few
that East
days.
Coast sweaty,
That's next, man. It's like
right?
once June hits, it's East Coast sweat, you know. There's
Yeah,
no end. No end until like October for the
yeah.
East Coast sweat.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I definitely want to bring you back on a conversation.
Cool, man.
All right,
Great to see you, dude.
you
All right, man.
have a good one.
Bye.